Hello.
How are
Hi.
you? Are you well today?
I'm doing good. Doing good. I've been having a great Sunday afternoon so far. Went to the gym before coming here to do my interview with you. Went to church, then gym, and then here. It's
Excellent.
already 5:36 p.m. here in the Manila, Philippines.
Yes, well, it sounds like a productive Sunday morning, and thank you so much for setting time aside to speak with me. I can't wait to get on with our discussion and talk all things about preparations and to get to know more about you and myself.
In fact, I've been looking forward to doing this interview because I've been reading and hearing a lot of great stuff about you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm honored.
You have a very, for the benefit of my viewers who may not be familiar with you, can you give a little introduction about yourself?
Yes, of course. Hello, everyone. My name is Zoalize Janssen van Rensburg. I come all the way from South Africa. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a law student, and I'm a philanthropist. I run my own charity foundation, which is called Never Too Young to Advocate, which is a development program focused on children that are orphaned. So I work with a lot of orphanages across my country, and I want to instill that sense of safety and security within their lives so that they have the chance for a quality future. And with that being said, when I'm not managing my charity foundation, I am indulging in anything creative. I love to write, I love to read, and do anything artistic. I've always found that to be a creative outlet for me. So I'm a creative person, and some hobbies that I have, I really do enjoy a good go-karting race. Maybe that's a fun fact that people didn't know. So I'm excited to speak with you further, and thank you again for having me.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure to be actually interviewing you or to have you here on my platform. You know, first question, you have a very unique name, Zoalize. It's my first time
Yes.
to hear or to hear a name like that, Zoalize. Sorry. Does that mean anything in South Africa?
So there's no official definition for my name, but I've self-defined it. I'd like to say it is someone that is, determined, courageous, and, has a lot of fearlessness within them. So I think that is really what it embodies and symbolizes is that sense of determination and courage, because it's quite an exquisite name. It is quite bold. So I think it can be interpreted in many ways, but in my own definition, that's what I would define it as.
You know, just basing from your answer, I remember the movie Cinderella, the live action
Yeah.
remake of Cinderella, because the tagline of that movie is, have courage, be kind, and yeah. and
Oh,
and if you apply it to and if I apply it to you right now, wow, you could be a Disney
thank you.
princess here. You
Oh,
are a Disney princess in your own right here, leading up to Miss World.
thank you. That's a huge compliment, and it means a lot coming from you. Thank you.
Yeah, and I like that. You know, have courageous, kind. That makes you very relatable. Yeah,
Thank
especially
you.
in a pageant like Miss World, and if we check out various fan leaderboards on social media, you know your name is always up there.
No, I'm so privileged, and to see the passion from the enthusiasts is something that excites me every day leading up to the 72nd edition. So, no, it means a lot to have the support of people from all across the globe, and I pay my gratitude to everyone who has supported my journey this far.
Is it really about the beauty? Is it really your BWAP? Is it really your personality? Why everyone is really, into you? Personally, this is my first time to meet you. And yeah, sometimes I can't help but really, but really compare your beauty to a lot of Hollywood celebrities out there. There's Drew Barrymore, and I just watched Snow White last weekend, so you kind of look like
Yes.
Rachel Zegler as well. I don't know if
Oh,
if
thank
if
you.
someone has already told you you look like Snow White too. Yeah.
Recently, I did get that. So that is an honor as well. She's a very, very talented actress. And, you know, when I'm asked this question, I can't quite pinpoint what makes me different or unique. I don't think that I'm, better than anyone else. I do not think I have something more special. But one thing that I think makes me more different is that I'm just an ordinary person going after a dream. And I hope that that brings a relatability factor to my journey, that people are able to see my heart, see my passions, and see that I have that daringness to dream. Because having that passion and determination within myself has taught me so much about my characteristics, and it has developed me in so many ways. And I hope when people look at me and look at my journey, they can reflect on themselves and see similar qualities within them and, apply that to their own growth and own development. Because I really see Miss World as a program that develops young women. It is a true platform for celebration. It connects communities, and above and beyond all, it is a celebration of sisterhood. And I'm grateful to be a part of that. So I hope when people look at our journeys collectively as candidates, that is what mirrors back to them. And I'm grateful to be part of this system.
What is the young Zoali's dreaming about in life?
I think the young Zoe is dreaming about representation. I was always a very, spontaneous young little girl. I always did everything under the sun when it comes to sports, talents, and, I did a lot of public speaking as a kid. So reflecting back on that now as an adult, I see as well as that was really looking for something to see herself within, having a place to be within the world, wanting to, represent herself and her people in the best light. So I think Miss World truly offers that opportunity for young Zoe to really step into her true essence and really showcase the beauty of her purpose, because this is an organization that illuminates so many different segments of an individual, whether it comes to talent, sports, public speaking, and that is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to go into a space that I was able to be represented on various levels, and to now be the chosen representative for my country is an honor. And I hope that young girls and boys and, communities look at me and they can really see, wow, I can do that too. Because like I mentioned, I just come from a small community that, was so supportive, and I had a dream. So going after that really attested to the fact that they can do it too. So I'm grateful that I am now in this privileged position to be able to mentor and teach, but also learn as I go along the way.
How old are you when you were dreaming of this? 8, 9?
Well, I think I've always been a big dreamer, but I must say when it really became a reality was when I was round about 13, 14 years old, was really when I found that this was where my heart lies. And I want to live passionately, and I want to showcase the care and love within my heart. So I think that that was the age that I really discovered this big dream of mine.
Because for someone like you, so for a 13-old like you to dream that, then well, you must have been exposed to the harsh realities, or to what real life is all about.
Yes, I really was. I was raised by a single mother, so she was a woman that was very firm. She was one of the most caring and loving women that you will ever meet. But she always explained and taught me the harsh realities of life. Because living in South Africa, she always made me understand that opportunities don't come easily, and you really need to work for that. And there will be times that you are faced with disappointment, that people will turn you away and say no. But because I learned that from such a young age, I had such a resilient mindset to understand that when I go out into the world, I will be met with judgment and, a lot of the times disappointment, but I should never lose sight of what my true vision is and what my purpose is within life. So I think because of my upbringing, I was really met with such a resilient mindset. And now sitting here as a representative, I'm able to take those lessons and go after my dream essentially.
So it's you and your mom all this time ever since. Are you an only child? Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I actually have a brother, so it's always been us three against the
Us
world.
three. You're the
Yes, we're very
eldest.
close. No, I'm the youngest.
Oh,
I'm
you're
the
the youngest.
youngest. Correct. My brother and I, we are very, very close. We are like best friends. I take so much wisdom from him. His advice is something that is invaluable. So to be able to have his support and love throughout this journey and throughout my life has been something I can't quite describe. It's transformed me in many ways, and I will forever be grateful to have had him by my side through every experience, whether it was positive or negative.
What was that most defining moment in your mom's life where it actually, made you realize that, as the youngest daughter of your family, you also have to do something or help your mom in those little ways that you can to become
Yes.
productive, to be not, to be not of a heavy burden
Mhm.
to her as you grow up as a kid or as a young
Yes.
adolescent.
I always watched my mom work and I observed her from afar as a girl. And I saw all the sacrifices that she made in terms of, sacrificing a lot of herself for us to give us the best education, to ensure we have a roof over our head. And she really fought for having, children that would be well brought up. So I saw the sacrifices she made every single day of her life. And to have witnessed that as a young girl was something that made me understand that life is difficult and it isn't easy. And when I came to that understanding, I knew that to help her out, I can do small things like chores around the house, lend an offering hand when I could and had the capacity to, because my mom's a lawyer. So a lot of the times I couldn't even help her with her work. So it was really those small things in life, like washing the dishes and, doing some gardening work and ensuring that the house is nice and clean and my brother and I get along and our schoolwork is done. It was really small things like that that I think made parenting slightly easier because, being a single parent is very difficult. And growing up now, I really see how much of a challenge she was faced with as a mother at the time. And I'm grateful that I was able to come to that understanding and now pay my gratitude towards her each and every single day and kind of be as a parenting figure to her as we now journey on this together. So I think in those small ways, I was able to contribute and help lessen the burden.
One good thing I'm getting out of this is that your mom, despite despite raising you single-handedly to be where you guys are right now, never took your education for granted. Because from the way you speak, the way you talk, wow, you really have this, eloquence. And I don't know if you
Thank
just
you.
inherit, I know if you're taking it after her since she is a lawyer by profession, that makes you, a natural gifted speaker as well, as I listen to you
Thank
right now.
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you. And yes, I mean, I really did inherit so many great qualities from her. She was so resilient, and that is one thing she taught me. She, taught me that life is difficult and you will be met with disappointment, as I mentioned. But if you allow that to get you down, your success will really be limited. So think with a free mind, understand that destiny is already set out for you. You just have to follow that path, live with an open mind, and success will be, boundless for you. That mindset she instilled in me from a very young age. So not only the resilient quality, but the qualities of courage. My mom was and still is one of the most courageous women I know. She always went after what she wanted. She never saw a challenge that is too big. She never saw something that was too insignificant for her. She always lent a helping hand in her community, even when she needed one herself. So she taught that essence of community to me. She really taught the beauty of courage to me, and to have been brought up with those qualities, I think really shaped me to go out into the world quite fearlessly and take on any challenge or the dreams I had and pursue them with full confidence and passion.
I like the way how she raised you, instead of being too afraid in combating challenges in life, she encourages you to face those head on. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I wonder, have you thought of how you guys will be celebrating the forthcoming Mother's Day? Because you'll be away.
Yes, well, can I tell you, I think one thing we've always been so good at, keeping up with is being in one another's heart. I think we have this spirit within us both that remind us of our connection and just has this infinite amount of love that we share. And unfortunately, I will not be with her on Mother's Day. I think for me, it's important to remember during moments like this or during moments of the contest, I always pay my gratitude and appreciation to her because she oftentimes undermines what she did for us. But as someone who really experienced the impact and influence of the way she brought us up, is something that only I can express and explain. So when I have the opportunity to pay gratitude to her and remind her of the sacrifices that she made and how hard she worked to make us, the children that we are today, I do that because she's always so grateful and appreciative when I highlight her in such a positive light. She's a very humble woman. So she oftentimes doesn't want to receive those compliments or, moments of gratitude. So the best thing I can do during those moments is just be grateful and share my love with her.
Apart from having courage, what has been the advice that you're taking from your mom that you are really taking to heart seriously in
Mhm.
life?
Is to really be present in moments. She is also someone that was brought up very quickly as a kid. She had to become an adult quite at a young age. So she said a lot of the time she missed those moments that were really special in life and that she wished she savored a little bit longer. So one thing I'm really taking to heart and taking seriously throughout my life is being present in the moments that I will only have one opportunity of living. During the festival like Miss World, I only have this opportunity once. So I want to savor every moment. I want to enjoy every moment. And most importantly, be authentic. When you are authentic and express your individuality and you are present in every moment, there is no time frame in your life that you will reflect back and think, oh, I wish I had more appreciation for that moment, or I wish I experienced it better. When you genuinely go out with good intentions and be authentic, all those moments will be engraved in your memory. And that is something I want to hold on to as I grow older, is the memories that I enjoyed, the memories that I had, and memories that I have yet to build. So that is one thing she taught me that I will carry through this and going forward.
Wow. Wait, you're only 19, right?
Yes, I am. I'm
So
19 years old. I'm turning
how
20
did
in October.
so who introduced you to the world of pageantry? Because let's face it, girls like you at your age right now must be so focused, should be more focused on, schoolwork. Are you already in college?
Yes, I'm currently completing my LLB degree, which is my law degree. So I'm
Oh,
following in the footsteps of my mother. So I am in my first year. So I've been balancing and prioritizing both journeys quite well. But to answer your question, I was introduced to this industry at a young age. My good friend that I went to school with was actually in the modeling industry. And every time I would go to her house to have a good play date, I would see all of her certificates and awards and the accolades she achieved through this industry. And I remember going home to my mom and just begging her to sign me up for coaching school where I can go and walk on the ramp. And because that was always my dream in my mind, to be a runway model. And she finally agreed. She said, so just go out there, be yourself, and enjoy it. I'm there to support you. So after some convincing, she signed me up, and I went to the modeling school where my good friend was, and we had a great blast together, to be honest. I learned a lot. I learned ramp walking, I learned some etiquette skills, how to communicate, but moreover, how to, strut the catwalk. And I did that a couple of times and for a few years, but I felt that that wasn't really something that served me on the level that I really wanted to. Like I mentioned to you, I was always an ambitious young girl that had so many dreams, that wanted to make an impact within the world and share the purpose of myself and the essence of my heart with the world. So I found that modeling at that stage in my life wasn't really offering me that. So I wanted something to fill me with substance and to fuel me. And some time went by and I took some time off focusing on school and I re-entered the industry, but leaning towards the field of, you know, development programs like Miss World. So I entered a few scholarship competitions, and that was an opportunity for me to speak on my visions for the world, speak on my charity foundation, and what I've been doing to serve communities and my people, and what I need to be able to be a good young leader. And again, I really enjoyed that. I really found that that is what motivated me and my ultimate goal in life. So that is what I competed in for some time until I was met with the system of Miss World. And I knew from the moment I researched and understood what Miss World was, I wanted to be a part of that legacy for the rest of my life. So when I entered and I saw all the wonderful initiatives that they had, such as the Beauty with a Purpose segment, fast track challenges, and just the core of the system, the principles and morals is something that I aligned with, and it really did inspire me. So I knew that that was the system for me to practice my philanthropy, to be a part of a group of sisters that really practice like-minded morals and values and that go after similar goals. I think ultimately we all have the goal of changing this world for the better, and to now be part of that impact has made me could become such a proud representative, because I'm not only fulfilling the dream of young Zoe that wanted to showcase the essence of her heart with the world, but I have the privilege to represent my country. I never thought it would happen through Miss World. I always wanted to go into diplomacy or something of the sort, but now I am offered with this wonderful opportunity, and I'm privileged to have this experience at such a young age. It has shaped me in many ways, and that is just a little bit of the background and history as to how I got to this point.
So it's really Miss World's essence that really got you going up until now.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
So but you won your title right now on your second try.
Correct. That is
Yeah,
right.
with my
So,
research here. So yeah, so how old were you when you first tried out for Miss World South
mhm.
Africa?
So when I first tried out, I was 17 years old. I was
Wait,
quite young.
can you already join Miss World South Africa even if you're only 17,
Yes,
not
yes. So in
18?
2020, yes, so in 2023, that was the age requirement from 17 to 27, I believe it was, although it has changed now. But during my time there, I remember I was still walking in, I think, I don't even remember what shop it was, but I was walking and I saw the entry form and I saw that it was 17. And I almost had a gasp, because to me it was so wonderful that a system allowed young individuals to have this opportunity to advocate and to speak about things that they, are passionate about. So I think in that moment it was really a no-brainer for me. I wanted to enter to have that amplified platform to speak on, share a little bit more about myself and my vision for not only South Africa at the time, but the world. So I was 17 years old and I entered and I made the first cut. I didn't even think I would,
Yeah.
but I was competing against so many wonderful women. I was competing against some lawyers, some doctors, a lot of philanthropists and entrepreneurs. And I think one thing I really learned from that is how full of wisdom our women are here in this country and around the globe. I took so much from them, their advice and their guidance, because I was so young, and that was such a fundamental time in my life. So I knew that I had this opportunity to be in a room full of women that are so intelligent, that are incredibly impactful, and I can learn from that. And I went in with that mindset to learn and grow. And that is exactly what happened. It was so transformative, the journey. And on the finals night, I turned 18. So it was on my 18th birthday that the finals evening was. And to have made it that far was, honestly, it wasn't even a dream. It was a moment that I couldn't even believe was real, because I came so far in such a tough contest, but I came there and I came out stronger. And I learned so much about the true core of purpose. I learned about the essence of myself, and I understood where I wanted to go within life. And to have had those experiences was wonderful, and it really did shape me into the woman I am now. And coming back a second time around, I had those lessons to reflect on and draw strength within. So it was a moment I wouldn't want to replace, and I'm grateful that I tried my luck a second time around.
Wow, I c- I must I could only imagine how daunting it was for you to join your first ever national pageant at the age of 17. Where was this fearlessness coming from? From your mom?
I must say, it really
Yeah.
did come from my mom. I mean, I went to her and I said, "Well, you know, mom, if I actually look at the age gap, it's 10 years." And she said, "You know what, Zoe? Just do it. Just go for it. What can you lose?" I didn't have anything to lose. I had only something to gain. So, yes, I won't even lie. A lot of the times it was scary and I was overwhelmed and I didn't believe in myself enough, but I was taken back to her words, reminded that, you know, I really didn't have anything to lose at the time. I was so young and I was in a fundamental period of my life. So the only thing that could have happened was development. And that is, you know, the advice I kept within my heart every time I was faced with doubt or self-limiting beliefs. So that was where the fearlessness came from. And I also had a lot of, you know, intention entering because I wanted to represent young communities. I wanted to prove that irrespective of how young you may are, irrespective of where you come from or what demographic you fit into, when you have the power of self-belief and you have that determination, nothing can stop you. So that's what I was reminded by each and every day, and I'm grateful that she was there to hold my hand through it all.
So wait, wow. I really love how your mom truly raised you because, if I were in your shoes, of course I would still feel daunted and, fearful because, to be up against these women who are already seasoned, well accomplished in life, career oriented already, and you as a student, it feels like, you're slaying all the Goliaths out there to your own David.
Mhm.
Now that I think of it. So, um, as you have this crown right now, how do you feel your youth, um, leading up to the forthcoming Miss World Festival? Do you think it will be an advantage or disadvantage to you?
I really think it depends how you look at it and also who you ask. Because I am young, I look at myself from a perspective of still learning. That is the absolute truth. But I also look at it from a perspective that I bring a youthful spirit and a fresh perspective to society. Because I've been offered this incredible privilege, I also know that I have this opportunity to speak upon matters concerning our youth, really being that representative from those young communities and taking them along with me as I do that. Because I am one person that really believes in the power of voice and believes to embrace differences. So when I walk into a room, I don't want people to see, oh, it's the youngest in the group. I want people to see what I bring differently. And I trust and, you know, believe that that is what I've been prioritizing when I go to any engagement, any activity. And that is something I will carry with me through the Miss World Festival, is to showcase that this is the vision I have for our world. And when we invest in our children from a young age and we really uplift them and ensure that we, you know, teach them the skills that they need in order to lead with confidence, that is what we will need, and that's the tools that we will need in order to build a future that is more bright and, you know, inclusive for everyone. So I don't necessarily see it as a disadvantage at all. I see it as something that can be progressive and an asset to a system like this where we actually have.
Oh, oh, she froze. Oh no. Uh, it's not coming from me, right? My internet is okay. My internet connection is okay. She froze. Um, yeah, she froze. Um, I'm sorry.
Hello?
You froze. You froze a bit. I
Oh,
was so scared. You
there
froze
you
for a
are.
moment.
Oh, no
Yeah.
problem. Apologies
Even the
about that.
internet connection couldn't keep up with your eloquence.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So I love how you are very um mindful
Thank,
of
thank
of
you.
the of your community, especially the kids? Is this why you're advocating for your BWAP project right now? Can you tell us more about it?
Of course, of course. I've always loved people. I've always believed I had this special, essence around me that can connect people and work with them. But I'm really gravitated towards children.
Yes.
My Beauty with a Purpose project, which is called Never Too Young to Advocate. And my prime focus is youth development, but specifically developing children, in orphaned and vulnerable environments and situations. So, as I mentioned, I work with a lot of orphanages across South Africa, a lot in my home province currently. And my main aim here is to instill a sense of safety and security within the lives of those children. Because I grew up with only one parent, so I can't even imagine how it might feel like to grow up with none. So when I had that understanding and realization, I wanted to be that sense of security within their lives. I wanted them to understand that I'm not doing this just as a social project. I'm coming in as a sister. I'm coming in as, a family member, uplifting and empowering the children. And with that being said, I physically go out into the community, into their facility, and restore their center where they live, restore their rooms. And one big project we've been working on is the building of classrooms. So I've always believed in the power of education and being able to give children that secondary level education where they have a safe environment to learn and to, become educated. It has meant a lot for them, and I've seen the impact of that because knowledge is something that cannot be taken away from you. So when we equip children with that one fundamental aspect, they really have a chance to go back into society, reintegrate themselves, and, get a good job and set out a good life for themselves. So throughout my years of working with them and, stepping into an orphanage 5 years ago, I've made it a priority to take hands with brand partners that can work with me in unity to be able to uplift their community on a greater scale. So with the help of them, we've been able to restore their classrooms, bring in education, facilities, and above and beyond everything, create that sense of belonging in the lives of the children. So when we instill purpose in their lives, they really have that. I don't even know what the right word is, but they have that aspiration to do something that has impact, to find the purpose within their hearts. And to have that within children and young people is so incredibly important because we live in a state of hopelessness. So when we can reinstill that hope through the beauty of purpose, it makes me so happy. And if I'm able to do that in the life of one person or a bigger community, I know that I'm fulfilling my job because I know I've been called to live a life of service and to be able to be a part of their family and to be able to mentor, guide them and to learn from them has been something I will never forget. And it's really impacted my life in great ways and instilled a new sense of purpose within my personal life. So that's just a little bit about my project. And in the foreseeable future, I hope that we can take, the work that we do to a greater scale to connect more communities because this is going on all around the world. And unfortunately, it's not something we can do alone. I need people to assist me within this endeavor. And when we take hands and feel power and unity and collaboration, our impact is ultimately greater. And we want to invest in the children to ensure that we have a future where they lead with confidence and they lead with care.
So how has the response been like from all these orphanages or institutions? Have they been receptive to your ideas and plans? And how has your implementation been so far? Has it been a
Mhm.
huge, has it been very successful? Are you converting a lot of out of school youths to become more productive, or at least to be, to be, yeah, to live very, to turn around from their previous life
Mhm.
and become, yeah, and become more productive citizens through quality education that you're hoping to give them?
Yes. So before I even start working with a new orphanage, I ensure that I go into, the facility and speak with the directors firsthand because I want them to understand my vision. I want them to understand that my plan is here to progress the betterment of the children's life. And after we've had that mutual connection and understanding, the work can truly begin. So in that way, it has been successful in having the trust of them within me to work with their kids, because they become so protective of them and they really are cautious with who, you know, they let into their facilities because they are so vulnerable. You would never want to just let anyone into their lives and, just speak to them and want to tell them, this is what we can do and this is, what we can make better together. So that's always been my step one, to have people understand what my mission is. And through that, it's always been smooth sailing and it's been very successful because I treat each and every single child within the orphanage like a brother and sister. I really do treat them like my own family, because at the end of the day, it isn't a social project. It isn't just a 9 to 5 job. It's a commitment I've made, and it's my, commitment I've made within my life. So when I go to these communities and I sit with them, I always ensure that we have casual conversations, we have workshops, we have, we share stories, we exchange our experiences just to get that level of comfort to a place that is genuine, because I don't want them to see me, assisting and uplifting and not reciprocating the love that I really do have in my heart and what they give to me. So whenever I leave, they tug on my clothes and they say, Zoe, please stay a little while longer. And, that has really been the sign that we are doing something right. So what we do, we really focus on an orphanage at a time to ensure that their children have not only a secondary level education, but a tertiary level education. Because when they age out of the foster care system, I want them to be equipped
Yes.
with the knowledge to go and get a job. And, a lot of the times we are able to get bursary sponsors to have children specialize in what they really want to. Because when you love something you do, when you love being a teacher or, going into IT or whatever it may be, and you have the privilege to actually study that, the success will be on such a great scale, because my mom always taught me that when you do something that you love, there will be no day of having a difficult time getting out of bed or waking up. And that's the same feeling we want to instill within these children. Just because of their circumstances, that might not allow that all of the time, hold on to your dream, because there is a possibility that you can go and study. There is a chance for you to be successful, and it all starts with care and investment within them to ensure that they feel the love of a family, that they feel wanted, and that they have value added to them. So the project we have been running has become very successful in that way, because not only are we uplifting the children, we are also creating families on a greater scale, because I take people from the one orphanage, bind that family, and go to the next, do the same. And together, that's one way that we can form, global connection and interaction, by forming communities one step at a time, creating a sense of family and celebrating it, because it's something that should be highly celebrated, honored, and I think more people can become hands-on in impacting, even your neighborhood. Anything that you can change for the betterment of the world is important to add a little bit of your own touch on. So to have seen the impact of the social project has fueled me every day to do better and to be better. So to answer you overall, I would say it's been a success. I don't think we've reached the point that we have wanted to. I would love to go into more communities worldwide, but one step at a time, and one orphanage and facility at a time.
That's a great cause, because you really invest so much of your time in rehabilitating our youth, to lead a productive life, to become better citizens of our country. Um, how would you? I'm curious to ask, with all your know-how, with your social project right now, how could you encourage our youth to not fall not fall off astray, like,
Mm-hmm.
develop vices, or impregnate a fellow teen and start
Mm-hmm.
raising their own families in a while, in a very young age. So how can you inculcate these values to our youth, that uh by that focusing on quality education can really get you out of,
Mhm.
out of poverty, out of misery, and will give you a better life.
Yes. I would draw back to the concept of education, but not just academically. I think education stretch far much further than just academia. It's about your mindset. It's about educating yourself on, global matters, the situation of our world, the diversity of it, and, where you come from. That's one thing that I always prioritize is understanding my country, understanding the issues, and how I could contribute to that more successfully. Because in many cases, I think people fall astray because they feel a sense of worthlessness. They don't feel as if they have any valuable contributions to make to society. And ultimately, I think the issue or the core problem is that they don't feel a sense of purpose within themselves. And one thing I know is that no one was born into the world without a purpose. So a lot of the times I felt that I didn't know what was placed on this world to do. I didn't know what my, really, really what my want was. But I did a lot of self-discovery. I put myself in a place where I looked at myself in the mirror and I thought, Zoe, 5 years from now, what do you see? And if you see something that is blank, then you have a lot of self-discovery to do. You really need to dig beyond the surface and understand what makes me different, what makes me unique, because I'm not the same as anyone else. No one is better than me, no one is less than me. I am here on my own journey. And when you tap into those unique qualities, that becomes your core focus for the moment. And those time frames within life, you need to find those things to focus on because it creates so much character, there's so much development. And when I look at the young people of today, that's what we lack. We lack that sense of purpose within our lives, but it doesn't come from not having it. It comes from not searching for it. Because when you dig deep and you really find what you are set out here to do, you have that mission to achieve, and you should spend, your time cautiously and valuably to go after those things to ensure that you fulfill that duty and purpose, because in one way that is unique and that is a win within your life. So that would be one piece of advice that I could give, because it's something that I did to occupy myself with something that is, progressive to the world, that has so much impact within society, and ultimately has the ability to change the world. Because I've always said that time is the greatest gift you have to give. It's something that doesn't stop for anyone, doesn't wait for anyone, but you have so much of it. So when you have that on your hands, ensure you do something with it that is progressive and that can really change our world. So whether it be in a small way, whether it be on a large scale, ensure you use your time wisely and always act with pure intention. Because when you have found your purpose within life, whether it be small or big in your perspective, it's something that has value and it has contribution to the world. So don't think it's insignificant, because a lot of the times I think that what I do might not be as monumental as what we see going on in the world. But again, I'm just reminded that when you have the power to change one person's life, that can really become a domino effect. And I'm always affirmed within that mentality.
Wow. Wow. Like, you know, I was just, I could no longer come up with a follow-up question because it feels like, you know, you can handle everything. Yeah, is that also the
Oh,
way how you handle adversity? There's a question here. With all your brilliance and intelligence, how can you conquer adversity? RJ Vincent is asking here.
yes. Well, firstly, thank you for your kind words. It means a lot. I think adversity is quite a tough one, and it will really depend on what scenario you place it in. But I'm going to take it from a general life's perspective. I'm someone that really finds peace within my authenticity and my individuality. So when I'm faced with something negative or, a problem at hand, I always lean back into who I am and I search for the answers within myself because I know they are there, because I'm authentic. Because of that, I'm able to challenge anything that comes my way. And I spend a lot of time investing in my own mindset to ensure that I have that positivity within me, that I have the courage to deal with anything, but I also have the power and resilience to acknowledge when something might not be right and when something might be beyond my own boundaries, and then I can deal with it accordingly. So, my response to that would be investing in your mindset as a first step, but also tapping into that authenticity and embracing it unapologetically. Because when you are yourself and you just radiate the true positivity and light within your heart, there is really nothing that should shake you or throw you off your path. Because we live in a free world where challenges will come very often, but you need to have that adaptability and the freedom to know when I'm met with that situation and I'm met with that problem, I will find the strength within me to deal with it. So that's what rests me assured when I'm met with anything that might be challenging or difficult or that I don't have the answer to.
So with what you said, I feel like you're just you're everything's fine for you as you prepare for the upcoming competition. There's no challenge that you can conquer in relation to what you've been doing here for Miss World.
Uh, Thank you. Well, I mean, of course, as much as I preach this, there's also a lot of practice that needs to go off, behind it. So there are so many segments of Miss World, and I am not perfect by any means. I think I'm the furthest from it. So I'm just ensuring that I go into every segment wanting to give my best and ensuring that I don't regret anything, whether it be the talent, whether it be sports, whether it be the head to head. I just want to ensure that I put my best foot forward and represented my country and myself in the best light. So, yes, I would hope that I am as prepared as I can be, and I want to strive to be better than I was yesterday. So, going in with that, ultimately, I trust that I will look back on this journey in a couple of years and not have any regrets of wanting to do better or be better.
For sure, you'll do well in head to head. I already can see that this past
Oh,
hour. There's
thank
already a
you.
testament how good you are when it comes to your public speaking skills. And then you said, you've
Thank
been,
you.
you work as a model before. So for sure, you'll hit it right in the top model segment.
Thank
What
you.
about sport? Talent. Do you have something prepared? Do you have a song prepared for your showcase or audition?
Yes.
in, yeah.
So, I'd like to say I'm a multifaceted woman and I think I can sing very well in the shower, but unfortunately, that is not my strongest of traits. I am working on it. But I must say, I've always had a love for acting and dancing and just expressing myself in different ways. So, as a child, I did acrobatics for a very long time, and unfortunately, I had some back issues, so I couldn't continue with that.
Mhm.
But I've recently stepped back into the world of dance, and I found a specific dance style that accommodates, my injury, but also is still so expressive and really speaks to me on a deeper level. Like I told you, I'm someone that likes to do everything with intention. So the story I will be telling and the story I will be conveying through the movement of through the art of movement is something I'm excited to showcase, and I hope that everyone enjoys it as much as I am enjoying preparing and performing it. So, yes, I will be doing a dance, but I like to say I'm a woman of many talents.
Well, I hope that dance could be good enough for you to lead a spot in the dances of the world segment of the
Oh, thank you.
competition.
Yes, I would hope so. And I mean, I look at all the talents of the women and I'm just blown away a lot of the times just to see how inclined they are when it comes to singing, dancing, even acting. There's so many things, even writing. It's really amazing to see. So I'm just going to go and enjoy myself and really showcase the unique essence of what I have to offer. And I trust that that will be enough.
How excited are you to meet all your fellow contestants in India?
Oh my gosh, I am thrilled. I am so delighted. I've always been a traveler, so I love exploring different parts of the world. And I say that what better way to experience the beauty of the country from a representative themselves? So, to bring the world together essentially in India, I have this opportunity to, broaden my international network, to broaden the collaboration we have between countries and continents. So, I'm excited. I can't wait to share thoughts and, just celebrate this monumental moment in our lives together.
Since I'm from the Philippines and we're all Filipinos listening to you right now, there's a question here. Are you excited to meet Krishna Gravides, Miss Philippines?
I'm so excited. You know, we've been able to exchange a few mutual messages. We've been sharing and liking one another's content. She has such a sweet soul, very kind heart, and I'm so excited to meet her. You know, what she's doing with her project is very inspiring, and to listen to her wisdom, I'm excited to experience that in real life. So I hope to meet her very soon, and I'm sending love to everyone in the Philippines. Thank you for your support. It means so much.
Wow. For sure, we can't wait to see what you have in store for us in the upcoming pageant. I'm so excited for your chances. A lot of people are really pegging you to be the next Miss World. So, at 19 years old, how do you handle all these kinds of compliments or even pressure to do well in the
Yes.
competition?
I've been put in this position at such a young age, like you say, and I don't see the pressure as something negative. It is such a privilege to actually be placed under that, because to have the belief of people within me is really a dream. To see that they support my vision, they support my mission, they support my project, and they love me for who I am, that is something that brings a lot of joy to my heart. So I don't see it as pressure, I see it as not even an expectation, but I really do see it as a mission and a dream that I've yet to accomplish. So to have the support of those people mean the world to me. And the way that I am dealing with it now is not getting comfortable at all. I always want to be better than I was the day before. And when you get into that space of comfort, you lack that growth and you lack that development. So I'm remaining steadfast in my preparations. I have gratitude for the journey. I reflect every day, and I'm grateful for the experience I had the day prior. And I'm overall so grateful for the pressure, essentially, that is placed on me, because it means so much having the support of my people.
Do you believe with everything that you've talked about, with your likeness, naturality, do you believe that you'll be the next Miss World from South Africa?
Oh, oh, that's such a difficult question, because, you know, I look at the situation and I look at everyone that I'll be contesting alongside. To tell you that the purpose runs very high within each one of them is really an understatement. So it's very difficult to answer that. But one thing I've always been rest assured in is that I was brought onto a path for a reason, and destiny is already designed. There is already a path set out for me within life, and if this is meant for me, I know that it will not pass me. And I am working hard every day, because this would be a complete privilege to represent myself and South Africa and each and every other international community on a world stage and on a global level. It would be a complete privilege. But like I said, there already is a path for me. You know, destiny is there, and I believe in that fully. So if this is meant for me, I accept it with an immense amount of gratitude, humbleness, and, you know, a true representation of my purpose. And I will do everything within my power to represent the core of Miss World and build onto the legacy. So I can't really answer you because I really don't know. When you have a feeling in your heart that this is meant for you will feel it, and, you know, if it is truly designed for you and your path, it won't pass.
Actually, that's such a that was really meant to test your humility. Yeah,
Oh,
and you acquitted yourself very well because it's really how you look at that question, and you're taking it from the angle of humility, and I like that how you are
thank,
very uh low key, how you are very, trying to deflect the light from yourself when it comes to attacking, tackling that question.
oh,
I really like that. Yeah. I think
thank
you're a
you.
very,
Thank
yeah.
you.
They really
That
like
means,
girls who are very simple and down to earth with no pretenses.
oh, thank you. I try, like I said, I'm just here to be myself and just share what I have within me with the rest of the world. So I appreciate your kind words. It means a lot.
Okay, we're down. We're it's already the end of my interview, but I'm just giving into some fan questions here.
Of
Have you
course.
already chatted with Miss Rodine Strauss? Any tips from her if you have already talked to her from
Oh,
RRJ Vincent?
oh, you know what? The Rulene Strauss has been a role model of mine for so many years and still is. We on the night of my coronation, we shared a few messages and she wished me good luck. And she has her own sunglasses brand, as many of you know, which I am a
Done.
huge fan of. Her
Wow.
work is phenomenal. So she sent a few pairs to me, and every single time she shared a small message, a note within the package, and I kept. I still have them, each and every one of them, where she shed so much positivity on my journey, and she guided me to ensuring I stay grounded and to stay present within this moment. So I think there is no true recipe to this system. There is no true secret. Of course, there's guidance and advice, which she has so generously, given me, and the love she shares with me is something I'm very grateful for. And to experience that is wonderful. So, yes, we have spoken very briefly on social media, and I'm in big support of what she does in her entrepreneurial journey. So she's lovely, and I hope to meet with her very soon again. We actually met in 2023 on my,
First
first time
try.
competing. Correct. And we're working closely with the designer who coincidentally made her dress in 2014 as well. So it's wonderful to be able to exchange stories and to have that full circle moment.
Wow. Wow. Well, that gave me goosebumps when she recommended her evening gown or her designer to you in one way or another to probably contribute to your wardrobe for the upcoming
Yes.
pageant. I'm getting
Uh,
goosebumps. She's really, really kind.
Yeah, she's so, so sweet. And, it was actually a family member that brought that whole relationship together between me and the designer. So it's lovely to hear the experiences he had within Miss World and working with someone as iconic as Raylene Strauss. And I sit there a lot of the times in awe, just wondering how is this my reality, being able to work with an icon of a designer and to have seen how wonderfully has worked with monumental figures and role models in my life.
Mm, so excited for you, honestly, as early as now. And there's one last question. How do you what do you feel about have you chat oh sorry. Are you excited to meet Miss India, Nandani Gupta?
Yes. Yes, I am so excited. Like I mentioned, all of the girls bring something so unique and so different. And I'm very excited to get in touch with each one of them on a personal level. Miss India, and more specific, she is, the host. Essentially, she
Yes.
comes from India, and to hear more about the cultural offerings and the traditions from her firsthand, I think will be a very lovely experience. So I can't wait to have her as our tour guide in a way. So I can't wait to meet with her as well.
And we can't wait for you for your participation in the upcoming
Thank
pageant. You
you.
know, it has been such a wonderful it has been such a blast getting to know you for the past hour. We
Oh,
already breached the 1 hour mark. And as much as I'm, loving this conversation with you, I have to end this now. Thank you so much for
wow.
this opportunity to get to know you ahead of the competition. Wow, I feel like you're the girl to beat.
Oh,
In the
no, Adam,
pageant
that
right
means
now.
so
Yeah, yeah. I
much.
hope that I'm
Thank you
not
so
jinxing your
much.
chances right now, but I really believe you're the one of the strongest, if not the strongest, uh, girl out there in the pageant. So thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Linnell, for making this interview possible.
Oh, thank you to Linnell. I'm so grateful. But really, thank you to everyone, and more specifically you, Adam. The time you have contributed to this conversation, and, the wisdom that you shared with me, and just to hear the positive feedback is so special. And I pay my gratitude to you and, your platform for allowing me to come on here and just share some of my thoughts and ideas. It means the world to me, and I'm grateful to have connected with you. And again, once again, thank you to Linnell for connecting you and I. And I can't wait to take this a step further and hopefully meet you in person soon.
Hopefully, someone will sponsor my trip to India so I can see. Yeah. How much? Thank you
Yeah.
so much. No words. You're one of the you're one of the strongest, if not could be next Miss World. So on that note, thank you so much again. I can't believe that you just graced my platform with your simplicity, and warmth. I really
Oh,
really appreciate it. South African queens have always been the best in every pageant that they have been competing right now, and they have been competing to, and it is real, and you are definitely no exception. You'll definitely be
oh,
out there. You're going to be making your countrymen proud, and so I just can't wait for what you
thank
have in
you.
store for us 2 months
Thank you
from now.
so much. Thank you, and I cannot wait to share more, everyone. Thank you for the love and support, and see you all in Telangana soon.
Yeah, flying kisses all the
Absolutely.
way from Manila right now. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, and sending so much warmth from South Africa. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye bye.